Hey Physique Freaks, how's it going? Scott Tuzina, MetabolicMasterpiece.com. It's Tuesday, November 3rd. I can't get over how gorgeous it is out here today. Got some footage from our abs, calves, forearms, and conditioning workout today, as well as every meal I eat. Let's get to her.
I woke up at 6:30 this morning, grabbed myself a cup of coffee with a drop of 2% milk, got some work done, and then around 9 a.m. brought Chief out for a walk on this gorgeous autumn day. Just one of my favorite parts of the day because it allows me to really clear my head, become very grounded and present in the moment. Got home and just before 10 o'clock, grabbed breakfast, 8 egg whites, an extra large egg, some veggies, cooked in half a tablespoon of coconut oil and topped with a bit of ketchup. Then I grabbed myself a little snack around 11:30, 3 little Hershey mini chocolate bars, 150 calories total there, so 50 calories each. Nice little treat. And then 1:30, grabbed myself some oatmeal, so 2/3 cup of oats, 3/4 cups of blueberries, and a scoop of protein powder. So this will be my pre-workout meal before we get to the gym to blast some abs and calves. And we kick things off with an abs triset. Everything is done with the TRX, and we're starting with the body saw. So trying to keep the upper body nice and tight. You really want to brace the core for this. You don't want to relax whatsoever. You don't want to allow your hips to drop down either. If your hips start dropping too low, especially in the stretch position, you're going to feel too much, you're going to feel strain in your lower back. So you don't want that. You want to just keep that core nice and tight, really trying to reach back as far as you can. So the stretch is the hardest part here. Curling forward, no problem, but really control it on the way out. Try to reach as far as you can comfortably, again, in a safe, controlled manner where your hips aren't dropping down and you don't feel any kind of tension in the lower back. Next, we're moving on to the Pike. I really like to focus on driving my feet down to the floor, like really trying to drag the feet towards me and place a little extra emphasis on the lower abdominals here. You're really just trying to stick that butt up as high as you can and drag those feet along the floor. Again, really no rest between exercises unless you need it to adjust your shirt there. And going to finish off with, this is kind of like a reverse crunch or a jackknife. I start off bringing my knees in between my hands and then out towards my hands. Again, out towards the hands really seems to hit that, like the obliques, transverse abdominals, in towards between the hands. Really, again, I think a little extra emphasis on the lower abdominals, but still, you're hitting the abs, the complete six-pack there for sure, as well as a lot of the other deep core muscles and transverse abdominals, obliques, all that good stuff. So basically kind of aiming for 10 to 15 reps for each of these exercises, rest for about 90 seconds, and then repeat that again. Then we moved on to a forearm triset. Here we got Rick doing the reverse curl, or I should say reversed wrist curl, reversed forearm curl, whatever the appropriate name is for that. We're really lucky. This is a really cool forearm piece of machinery here. You can do the same thing with barbells or dumbbells. Last week in our abs, calves, forearms video, we were using barbells during that time. So now we've got the wrist curl or forearm curl flexion going on here. Again, this is, we really don't include much forearms in our training. I can't remember ever doing forearms until about a month ago. So adding in these circuits, doing this kind of training once a week has been really awesome for the past month. And this is a cool little, I don't know what you'd call this exercise, but it works like crazy. Absolutely love it. It's a great pump. Works both the flexors and the extensors of the forearms. And but I really find the pump is quite dramatic on the flexors. And we just bring her up 2 rounds and control it on the way down. Second set is definitely much tougher. So again, we're going to repeat that one more time. So we just did 2 sets of abs, 2 sets of forearms. So 6 total sets, I guess, for like exercises. And And now we're going to move on to the calves. We're beginning with standing calf raises. We're aiming for about 10 reps, so a decent challenging weight. Still nice control. Try to get up as high as you can. Get a good stretch in the bottom. I'm not just thinking about getting up here. I'm really thinking of driving my ankles forward, driving that lower shin forward. So 10 reps there, then we're heading over to the seated calf raises. A little lighter than normal because they're already, calves are a bit pre-exhausted from that first exercise. But once again, we're aiming for around that 10 rep mark here. And again, really focused control, focused contraction. So you get into the stretch, don't just bounce it up. Don't use momentum here. I want you to really contract the calves right at the bottom. Let's see if you can see it. Before I even lift, you'll see me contract the calves and then it comes up. So a lot of thought, and once again, really focused on driving that lower shin forward rather than just trying to go up on my tiptoes. So that little tip, that little cue, I guess, has made a big difference in my calf training. I feel a lot more, a much better contraction in my calves when I go with that method. Now we're aiming for 20 reps on the 45-degree leg press, so calf presses here. Get that good stretch. Nice lightweight, so it's going to be a good pump. Calves are going to be on fire at this point. But just really focus. Get a good little squeeze at the top. So getting a good stretch and then a brief pause with that contraction at the top there. Rest for about 90 seconds. You're going to repeat it again one more time. So a total of 2 sets here as well for all 3 exercises. And we're going to move on to one final. It's a superset here for the abs. And now a lot of times I see, notice how Rick he's curling here. He's really rounding his back forward. Here he's getting a great contraction in the abs, especially the upper aspect of the abs. Whereas a lot of people, they kind of keep their body a little more upright and they're just flexing at the hips. When you're doing that, I mean, you're going to get a lot of the psoas in there and hip flexor muscles involved to help you get up here. Rick's just mainly focused on curling his upper body up. So really curling his elbows towards his knees. This is a great exercise, something I've learned from Rick. Really, really cool. So he's got a 35-pound plate there. You can use a 10-pound, whatever you want there. But really getting a big stretch there with his arms back. I was playing around with really dropping my legs a little bit lower, really stretching her out. So he's trying to keep that weight plate parallel to the floor here, getting a good stretch and then curling up again. And as he's curling his upper body forward, he's bringing his knees, curling his legs up too. It's terrible. Got home, checked out the salmon cooking on the smoker here, and I just lightly brushed 100% maple syrup on there. Just lightly brushed it on there. Kids absolutely love this. This is their favorite meal right now. They're hooked on this smoked salmon. Just makes my day to see them eating fish and enjoying it. And here's their meal. I had it with some rice, some cream of mushroom soup, a little bit of cheddar cheese, and some mixed veggies in there. That's all I had for the day. It was right around 2,000 calories for the day.